Yep.
Like that?
Yep. Hello, dear listeners. It is another episode of Hey, I've Got an Idea show. I am Luke Lessashamed Williams, and this is my brother.
Mason Tailsteak Williams. One of us always tells the truth, the other always lies. You may ask us one question.
And it's me.
No, it's me.
Oh, quite the riddle.
Can you solve it in time? You have exactly 55 minutes and 23 seconds, or the nerve gas will come out of your computer and kill you.
That is a very thrilling premise for a game show.
Oh my god, that's the worst segue. That's, oh god.
I thought that was the direction you were going in when you mentioned the time limit. Like, solve the riddle before the end of the time limit.
No, I'm glad that you brought it back around. Like, that's cool, but...
That's me. I'm the on-the-rails guy.
Yep. I'm the guy. And together, we're gonna make a game show, and you're gonna listen to us do it, and you will like and subscribe and rate us on iTunes and tweet at us and cross-post to your Tumblr and your Facebook and your Instagram.
And then you will win.
The game show of life.
The game show of helping a brother out.
Specifically two brothers. That's us. We are brothers in the familial sense. We're not black.
That is also true. We are Williams brothers. Although I did once have a black friend with the last name Williams. And it was funny.
You had a black friend. Thrilling.
Well, it was more specifically funny because the teacher once called Williams, and we both said here at the same time. And also it was like a special moment.
Good anecdote.
I edited in crickets there.
Are you can you edit in something else, like maybe a crazy frog to eat the crickets?
I think I will always specifically never edit in Crazy Frog. Like, you could, like, request, please, Mason, I want to do this for you. Please request anything else.
Okay. Can we have Crazy Frog at double speed?
No.
Can we have Crazy Frog at half speed?
You know what? I will give you 1 second of Crazy Frog at half speed. Here it is. Are you happy?
Always.
So, game show.
Yes.
This week, we're going to invent a game show. We talk through, just like we negotiated a fun little soundbite there, we're also going to negotiate a game show.
A game show that you can watch on your television, but nobody watches actual television anymore. You'll probably watch it on Netflix or Hulu or some bullshit like that. Yeah.
You're going to stream this game show. Well, that's actually... Okay, that's actually a valid point. There are some game shows that were sort of hard to get your hands on because it was like... you know, I want to say, like, you know the Japanese game shows and how crazy they get, and like,
yeah,
the foam wall with the gaps in it that you have to like pose so that the foam goes over through you or whatever. You know the thing I'm talking about, right?
I think you're describing a glory hole.
Yes, glory hole. I'm pretty sure it's called glory hole. But the Japanese word for glory hole. So game shows like that, you have to like look up YouTube clips to find it at all because we don't have a good channel for that.
Mhm.
And then like reality shows, we're not counting here. We're counting like game shows proper, like Price is Right, Wheel of Fortune, the classics, Family Feud.
Where does something like The Bachelor fall on that scale? Are we not including Bachelors?
I think that's still reality show proper.
How about like Big Brother?
I never understood Big Brother. It's like they're in a house until they get pissed off at each other enough to, like, isn't it just Survivor, but they're just in a house?
I think it might be, yeah.
And then
I've never watched it.
Yeah. In any case, we weren't talking about reality show. We're talking about a short form, like non-episodic, quick chance for cash. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire or...
Okay, but we're not putting it in a cab.
Deal or No Deal. No cab.
No cab.
Gotta be on stage. That's my
Yes.
one requirement right now. I want this baby staged because I want practical
Can we still
theatrical
make
effects.
it where it's somehow a surprise to the people who show up on the stage?
Well,
Like they just go, "What? I'm on a game show. I guess I'll try to win $1 million."
Well, wasn't the premise of, like, this is not a game show, but This Is Your Life, wasn't the premise of that, like, oh, we found all these old friends and just brought them here and put you on stage so you can react and we would capture it whether you like it or not? Like, it sounds hellish for some people.
Yeah, no, I would not like that. Also, doesn't it sort of imply that your life is over?
Yeah, this is your life. This is literally everything of value that we could find in a single episode segment.
This Is Your Life, the game show / reality show hosted by St. Peter, and you better hope you do a good job on this game show or you're going straight to hell.
Okay, here's... Because you see, reality shows sort of are the new game shows, aren't they? Like,
Yeah.
we get invested in these fake versions of people because, like, studios have gotten good at giving them stories and highlighting specific attributes and character traits and stuff like that. But you just get more attached over an 8 to 10 episode arc anyway. Is that
okay? So now there are also game shows that'll have physical challenges like your Wipeouts and your American Ninja Warriors and so forth.
Yeah.
And going to the extreme end of that, you have your American Gladiators. Does that count as a game show, or is it closer to pro wrestling?
I miss American Gladiators. I wish that was still around. But, like, I think something like that... Okay, so here's sort of one quick aside that I wanted to cover. Streaming services like Netflix, do they even have things like game shows on it? Like,
I honestly don't know.
Because I feel like maybe there are some, like, MXC or whatever, where they have just a bunch of different random episodes and they try to describe them uniquely one to the next, but it's the same kind of stuff. And
is this something we could exploit? Like, can we do like a Twitch stream and be like, hey, every Thursday, join us for this game show, and then either bring people in or maybe just do it over the internet and just have motherfuckers Skype in and be like, all right, trivia time, and then just do game show wackiness, and then you could maybe win money.
You know what I like about that? I am confident that something somewhere like that exists.
Oh, yeah.
Because streaming entertainment exists for, like, home cooking shows and stuff now. Like, there are people that have gotten famous in, I want to say South Korea, for cooking, like, a different kind of ramen every day or whatever, but they do it in front of webcams, and that's, like, they've been able to make a living doing that. So the format of game show I think doesn't have to be like shitty daytime TV. I think that's just the way that it still makes sense for us now. You know, you have your stubborn seniors that want to watch Price is Right every day, or Jeopardy, or whatever. And I get that. But as we culturally shift towards streaming things, you know, Netflix caters to episodic sequences. Streaming makes more sense because that's the more live TV-esque version of what we do now.
Yeah.
That's a pretty interesting point. Okay, so maybe this is maybe it's not the first, but maybe this is the best streamed game show. And
okay,
what does that imply?
all right. If it's going to be the best, we're going to need some fabulous prizes.
Okay.
But I don't want to have to put up the money myself. Can we have it where, like, in order to participate in the game show, you have to come to the table with a fabulous prize, right? Like, so 3 people show up, they Skype in, whatever, and one person's like, I've got this brand new car. And the other person's like, I've got this trip to Cancun. And then the third person's like, I've got this my grandmother's wedding ring. And then we're all like, okay, these are all equivalent value. Let's play. And then whoever comes out on top, the other 2 have to give them their things.
Well, the law pertaining to this must be very interesting. Like, there's somewhere out there, maybe some, like, amateur practicing lawyer caught wind of this episode and is listening to it like, shit, nobody's doing this yet. I need to be on the ground floor of this because this might become the next thing.
Also, the beautiful thing is that it would be, like, international, because you're going to have people calling in from Brazil, and, like, right. Is this legal in Canada but not in Brazil? Like, are we going to have an issue there?
Well, I mean, what's interesting is that, like, the property rights pertaining to this, like, you would have to set it up ahead of time that, like, say there are 3 participants, like you're saying, like, they're on contract to, like, the ownership of the thing they're anteing up is handed over to the winner of the game. Like, the wording's got to be very particular. Anyway, fascinating, but also, let's talk about how this could exist, because one of the funny things about game shows as they previously existed was that it would be like I'm going to use Price is Right as an example. It's like you place the chip down the board that goes down the giant Plinko thing and then into the thing.
Yeah.
Or you spin the wheel, like it's actually physically you do some of the things. Or you say higher or lower, you know, then they flip the thing. Like it's all tangible.
Because that has like the implication that you have some amount of control when you really don't. I mean, it's essentially just Bob Barker or Drew Carey or whoever being like, you want some money? Flip a coin. No money for you. Fuck you. Like, as long as there is this hint that the person is the one to initiate it, even if that has no bearing whatsoever on the outcome, you know, it's sort of like how in D&D some people get superstitious and they're like, oh no, I have to be the one to roll the dice. You can't touch my dice. It's like, if the die is properly weighted, I assure you it does not matter who rolls the die.
Right.
But, you know, because you're the one doing the rolling, it feels like you have some sort of say in the outcome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there is a level of strategy to some of the games, too. And that's the thing, is that, like, would we be talking about a skill-based game or not?
Okay, so there's a few different things that, fundamentally, a game show is about rewarding something. Whether that something is strategic cunning, or knowledge of trivia, or luck, or making other people like you. There has to be something that you're like, you deserve this money more than that person. So we have to establish what makes somebody deserve $1 million?
Well, first of all, I like where you're going with the concept of it being a trip to Cancun or a grandmother's wedding ring or $1 million, but the startup of this would have to be something more feasible. Like, through some sponsorships, I could see it being like a couple $1,000s worth of something.
Okay.
But even that is worth getting in on straight away. And we haven't seen this firsthand ourselves. Or let me be more specific. I have seen a little bit of this. Some, like, for example, fighting game tournaments will sometimes have a cash pool. Like, it will be like, oh, you can get in on this competitive, like, Street Fighter elimination round. It's going to run 3 hours as we go through the brackets. It's $25 to get in and a $2,000 grand prize or something like that. Like, that is very much a thing that already exists for smaller gaming communities. I don't know how that could exist or does exist, like, online with Twitch, because I feel like it must. And yet...
It must, and yet it also feels like it must be illegal. Like, on the one hand, it sort of feels like this must be a thing that exists. And on the other hand, it feels like, even if it makes no sense for it to be illegal, you just sort of instinctually know that this is the sort of thing that somebody somewhere has gone to jail for.
Yeah, it's like, it is exactly both. Until we are proven one way or the other on this, it is exactly both. It is Schrodinger's illegal.
Yes.
But okay, anyway, getting away from just specifically the gambling part of this, let's craft the actual game show of what we would want to do.
Okay, so this comes back to, what are we trying to test for? Is it just luck? Is it trivia? Is it strategy? Is it physical skill? What do we want to reward?
Well, I want to see something that's relatively well-rounded, but people tune in to particular game shows because they are specifically a thing, right? Like, if you like your crosswords and your word searches, chances are Wheel of Fortune is up your alley. If you like the odds, if you like playing the odds, chances are Deal or No Deal is your alley. If you like straight trivia and you like that intelligence stat, then chances are Jeopardy is up your alley.
Right.
And I like how you're just sort of throwing it out there, like, okay, what attribute do you want to test? Because I do kind of want to test all of them. I don't want to pick one. Personally, I don't want to pick one.
Okay, so how about like, we'll go back to the idea of there being 3 people, but we have 3 sort of 2-on-2s, and each time, like, 2 people out of the 3 are going to face off, but then the third person is the one who determines what sort of game they're going to be playing.
That sort of sounds a little, I want to say like Mario Party-esque, but I don't remember where I thought of that. I know, like, one of the cool things about, like, some of the Mario Party games is that you would have a 4-player game that would turn towards, like, 3v1, and, like, it is definitely like a shift in power that the person who is the one, like, shakes the board or brings down the giant claw or whatever and tries to fuck him up.
Or like how about this? You start play with like 9 people, but as each person one by one is eliminated, they go over onto the side of the game show host, and now it's their job to sort of screw with the people who are still in the game. Because if they can make it where, like, nobody wins, then they get, like, a consolation prize at least.
I think there's a sweet spot with that. Like, I think you're definitely touching on the thing that I would also like to see, which is you get invested in some of the people. When they get eliminated, they only become stronger as shit disturbers as a force. Like, I like that, but I also want it to not grow totally chaotic and cacophonous as soon as you have it be like 7v2.
Okay.
So, I don't know. Here's one of the other big hurdles I'm coming across here too, is that again, the tangibility of it, that game shows as we traditionally know them feature those wooden props and foam blocks or whatever,
You got
and
the set. You have the set where it takes place.
Exactly.
Lights
It's
and
staged
sounds.
and exactly. And that is the part that is hardest about, like, actually perpetually doing this in a live streaming fashion. Calling people in to play something seems more doable.
Well, I mean, that's where emoji come in, my friend.
I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, you want, like, the thrill of spinning a wheel, but can spinning a wheel even come close to the thrill of there in the text chat putting a spinning wheel emoji?
I was really hoping you were going somewhere exciting. Because that definitely seemed like you had something with the emoji thing. It's like, what? Are you talking about like some kind of like emoji mask, or like some like robotic player or something like that?
Oh my god, yes. No, I want a robotic player who only communicates in emoji. Can we have that?
Shit, yeah, I want that too.
Fuck. Like,
okay.
I think there's a lot of great television that has included sort of that slightly alien character, that other. Like, what was the one kids game show that had the guy that would pick up the kids and put them in the chamber
Punisher.
and then slime them? The Punisher, yes.
It was the Punisher from Uh-Oh.
Yeah, and then he went on to become the Stig on Top Gear.
I will need a source needed on that one.
I'll get it to you later.
Citation needed, but
Okay.
Anyway, no, I love that. Yeah, we can have some robot pick up the contestants and throw them in a slime booth. Why not?
We need to have a robot that can pick people up and throw them in a slime booth, and that robot communicates solely via emoji.
Okay.
Which is the language of the 21st century.
Are we talking about a kids game show or an adult game show?
Why not both? Oh my god! A kids versus adults game show.
So like are you smarter than a 5th grader? 5 kids
versus 1 adult. Can we do that?
Oh, hey now. That might be something. I don't know if the prize money sort of thing makes sense then.
I don't know. Like give 5 kids, a trip to Cabo, split 5 ways. And a grandmother's wedding ring chopped into 5 pieces.
I think it's more like that scales appropriately, where the grand prize is like $5,000. If the adult wins it, it's like, yay, I can still own a car next month. But if the kids get the 5,000, then you split it 5 ways, and they each get a good bunch of toys.
Yeah.
Yeah. I made myself sad.
And, also, nobody wants to watch an adult beat 5 kids. Like, can we be honest? No one would want to see that. Like, regardless of how good that adult is, regardless of how much they need the money, you're going to assume that they're the bad guy if it's one adult beating 5 kids and walking away with their money. I don't care if you need that money for insulin. You're the bad guy in that scenario.
I don't know. Like, what if they all get, like, consolation toys anyway? Oh, what if the kids are getting, like, beaten out so the pool goes further? So, like, it's $5,000, but the kids could, like, knock each other off. So it's like, now it's 4 kids, now it's 3 kids.
So the kids within their own ranks are being treacherous?
Yes. And the adult is instilling it in them.
And the adult, by the time he gets to the end and he wins, you're kind of okay with it because, wow, turns out those kids were miserable little shitheads.
Oh, man. What shitty kids.
Oh, backstabbing each other over like $100. Jesus. Children these days. This money is better in adult hands.
Yeah. The moral of the story of every episode is, you know what? Let's just give this adult the money that he took away from these potential kids.
Well, they're not potential kids. They're actual
these kids potentially. You know what I meant.
Okay, yeah. And
Yes.
we stream this, and it's good.
And then child services comes. Okay,
Yeah,
let's
I mean,
I more was tackling the subject matter of like children's entertainment sets and games. I think adults could still play those games and that could be fun and funny.
okay.
Maybe. No, I can't. I don't
Okay, now,
I don't want to
here's a
see
question.
an adult get slimed.
I would love to see an adult get slimed. Like, okay, not like a 20 or a 30 something, but if we can get like a frumpy sort of thinks he has dignity, like in his 50s banker type, and just have him get picked up by the Punisher and slimed.
Mr. Richards, you
but
think
not-
you have dignity?
Not so old that they become frail and you feel bad for them like they're going to be injured or anything. Just you want to hit around 50 years old.
Mr. Richards is not going to be respected at his firm anymore.
Oh, Richards, I saw you on TV. I don't want to talk about it. You're fired.
I was watching your stream. You certainly should be ashamed right now.
Oh, yes.
Well, okay, wait. What
Adults
if it was
will be lining up.
What if it was like the kids, if they start winning, they have the ability to slime the adults, like in their suits?
No. Okay. The farther along you go in the game show, you're accumulating like prize money. But at any time, you can use that prize money, cash it back in to alter what type of game show you're in. So, like, the kids win a bunch of money, like, answering trivia questions that the adult didn't think they were going to know. And then they're like, okay, we could walk out of here with $1,000 or cash this in and use it. And, like, the next challenge is climb this foam rubber mountain. And, like, good luck with that, olds.
Mr. Olds. He's got a bad knee. He's fucked.
Yeah.
But like the hard part about that is that it's hard to scale that appropriately because it's easy to say like, "Oh yeah, good luck, Mr. Old Man." But like it's kid-sized, so he can step over most of the obstacles.
Also, like, you could have, like, someone come into the game show who has a legit disability and they're like, okay, I'm going to answer these trivia questions. And then, like, they can't because the trivia portion never comes up and it's all physical challenges. And they're like, I can't, my legs don't work. I can't get up this mountain.
That would be horrendous. And that is like, I really think that just has to do with the casting initially. That if you can't do a little bit of all of them, you can't really do any of them.
Right. No disableds allowed.
It's more the fact that actually,
that we want to exclude them. Sure.
I don't know. No, it's you raise a good point that it kind of makes sense to include them and have it work with their strengths. But then if there's any elimination component, you can't use them to their strengths if it's the wrong game that comes up. So, yeah, that doesn't work. Also, I don't understand what the trivia would be at all if it's, like, it would have to be different kinds of questions. Like, it would have to be Jeopardy questions versus, like, kid trivia questions.
It would be like the...
Jeopardy and Jeopardy Jr.
Jeopardy and Jeopardy Jr. And it's like, okay, so you can either answer this thing on, like, the royal families of Prussia, or like, you know, foodstuffs during the Great Depression, or calculus, and then over here it's got like Sonic the Hedgehog trivia canon, like in the Archie comics, and fidget spinners. I don't know.
Yeah, fidget spinners. Whatever the kids are doing these days. Something
Kids
about...
are spinning their digits all over the damn place. And I, for one, am sick of it.
That's enough of them. Children, I mean.
Whatever happened to good old-fashioned family Jeopardy? I don't... Man.
What?
I don't know.
Let's
Make a thing.
Okay, let's
Make
maybe
a thing.
maybe something more like Family Feud, but it's 5 on one side and just the one lonely adult. I like the kids versus adult thing.
Okay, the problem with Family Feud is who the hell are they interviewing? Who's the 100 people that they're interviewing? And, like, how do they prevent that from being abused?
Where every answer is dicks and balls?
That's the other thing. It used to be like a normal-ass game show, and now it's like every category is name something hard you might find in your pants. And then Steve Harvey, like, looks at the camera like, oh, I don't know about this one. I just meant your keys. And it's like, no, you didn't, Steve Harvey.
It's like, I'll answer. Is it your penis, Steve?
And, oh, I didn't anticipate you saying that. Shit.
And then, ding, penis.
Oh!
Yay!
Oh, it's 100 of them. 100 people are perverts.
100 out of 100 people said penis.
I don't know why we even had any other options up there.
All the other ones were fakes. So if you answered anything else, it wouldn't trigger the other ones because it was just dick.
Dick is the only thing in there, yeah.
Yeah. And Steve Harvey looks into the camera and says, I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna drive off a bridge." And then everybody laughs and applauds and Family Feud. So let's put it online, huh?
Okay, can we get Steve Harvey?
I chose the wrong time to drink. Yes.
Okay, so we get Steve Harvey to host the online streaming version of Family Feud, where instead of Family Feud, it's kids versus slightly older people feud, and you have like a dozen kids. Well, now here's one where the adults are going to have an advantage because kids don't understand sexual innuendo. You say, like, name something hard you find in your pocket, and they'd be like, oh, it's my Game Boy. Ding. No, I'm sorry. The correct answer was penis. And the kids are just like, what? My penis isn't hard. I don't understand.
Yeah. Name something hard that's your pants. Bubble gum that's been there too long.
Nope.
Old bubble gum. My guess is old bubble gum.
I'm sorry, you suck ass.
Oh. What does that mean?
It means you're bad at this.
I'm just a little boy.
Okay, and then like each thing
Please,
that we
Steve
have him
Harvey.
do is like horrible innuendo, and the kids just, it's hopefully flying over their heads, and they're just like, name something fun you would do, to celebrate your anniversary, and they're like, play video games. And it's like, sure.
I'm afraid that's not gonna work because kids are horrible and they know way dirtier stuff than we do.
That's true. Kids these days with their fidget spinners.
You know what they use those for?
It's for porn.
They
download
just
porn
use
on your
them for
fidget
porn.
Yes.
They're spinning fidgets for porn. Fidget porn. Yes. I don't regret that
Did you
statement.
see Chuck Tingle wrote a book?
Chuck Tingle writes books constantly.
About, like, getting pounded in the butt by a fidget spinner?
No, I missed that one.
Say what you will about the man, he is on top of today's trends.
Yep. That's a man who's
keeping
got
it
his
100.
He's got his finger in the pulse of a nation.
Yeah.
So, what if there was pies that you just got in the face? Like pies to the face of the show.
Actually, that's something I've been wondering about, honestly, pies. Is the force with which a pie is thrown. You have to assume that it's not something you do very often. It's something where there's like, there's two people involved, right? So they might not necessarily be on the same page. You're not a pro pie thrower. You've thrown like maybe like a couple of pies in your life. There has to have been a couple of incidents where somebody's been like, pie to the face, and just because they're not professional pie throwers, because who is, they like throw it too hard, or they just push too hard, and that hard pie tin hits the nose too hard, and then like bloody nose. And it really, I think, makes the whole thing a whole lot less funny if you're like, pie to the face, bam, and then the pie falls down, whipped cream, blood. Like, that's bad.
I thought you were going to say, like, it's hard to get accurate with it. How horrible would it be if you missed the person and you wasted a perfectly good pie and you didn't even get the laugh?
Also, like, you could get them in the eye.
Yep.
Pie bits in the eye. That's not pleasant.
I am confident that pie throwing and pie to the face-ing has been enough of a thing for long enough that there is most certainly an injury that occurred from a pie.
Has there been a
pie
death
mishap
in all the pie throwings on and off camera in all history? Do you think there has ever been someone who has died from having a pie thrown in their face?
Death, no, but I would be willing to say that someone along the line did not observe wise pie throwing safety and injured someone they intended to prank, and it was very sad, and we should design a game show.
What about lost eyes? Do you think in history there's ever been someone who's lost vision in one or more eyes due to a pie incident?
This is the part where I would have segued the thing that you didn't say that was about a game show back into the game show, but we're not doing a lost eye game show. So
You just come on our Twitch stream. We're going to throw things at you until you lose an eye, and then maybe you win money.
Work with me here, Mason.
Okay.
Work with me.
Okay.
We have a couple of good things up on the wall at the moment. We've thrown our pasta at that wall. A good couple of noodles are sticking, and we're saying, wow, this is almost connecting into a big conspiracy theory-esque web where everything's pointing to game show.
Remind me not to eat pasta at your place.
You shall not. Anyway, you are not invited to my house.
Okay. All right.
Not with your...
So what do we have that we know that's good?
I mean, I like pasta.
Is it in the game show?
Sure.
Okay.
There's some sloppy stuff happening with the sliming of the adult, maybe.
Okay, are we keeping the sliming factor?
I like the idea of... Okay, here's the things that I like and don't like that we pitched so far. I like the, 5v1 kids versus adult. It's kind of ripping a little bit on, are you smarter than a fifth grader? But we got our own thing going.
Yes.
I like the streaming thing. I like the competitive, you got to put up your own prize thing, which feels illegal, but you know what? Getting yourself off the ground, I think that kind of makes sense. Maybe it's for charity or something, so you can talk them into it. Whatever.
Sure.
I like the adult being stuffy and the kids wanting to get him, and I like the slime.
Okay.
And I kind of like the rotating game show concept.
Okay, so we have some elements of it that are, slime based, some elements of it that are trivia based, some elements of it that are guess the word based or something like that. Some elements that are just luck of the draw, and we just hop between them, and depending on how well you do, maybe you get to determine what you do next. And then at the end of the day, either the kids walk away with the fat stacks of cash or the adult does. And then like, see you next week.
Okay. Here's the thing I like. Maybe we can dodge that like disability thing that you were saying before by it being that like each kid has his own specialty, one that he's already pre-assigned to.
One adult versus the Burger King Kids Club.
No. It's still like it's 1v1 for the challenges, but it's a team trying to take down the man here.
Okay.
And the man's endurance is getting weird thin because he has to participate each time.
Oh man, wait, hang on. Could we make this sort of a thing like Win Ben Stein's Money, where the adult that the kids are fighting or playing against is not like a different dude each time. It's like the man, and you got to stick it to the man, and that's the game show. Stick it to the man.
And it's like their principal or something?
Yeah. Oh, like every game show, we have kids bring in the principal or bring in a teacher or something, and then the game is stick it to the man, and then either the principal walks away with the money or the kids do, and either way, we all have a good time and learn a lesson about family.
Here's the thing that I really like about this too. I think that the title of the show would be kind of similar to "Are You Smarter Than is it 5th grader or 6th grader?"
It's however many grades you want. Look in your heart.
I think it's 5th, and I think there's 6 of them in the original. But
okay, so here's the question: which is smarter, 6th, 5th graders or 5, 6th graders?
Here's a more important thing: there's 6 D&D stats. So I think it's actually going to be
stats.
I think it's going to be 1v6, and then you got one that's strong at each of the attributes versus the adult. Here's my favorite thing. It's not just intelligence, so it's not are you smarter than a 5th grader? It's
are you a higher level character?
No, it's are you better than a 5th grader?
Okay. So we've got the challenge of strength, we got the challenge of dexterity, the challenge of like make a fort save versus poison.
I'm sure poisoning children on our game show will go very well.
And then we've got the intelligence for trivia. We've got the wisdom for like a Where's Waldo kind of thing. And then we've got one where you lie to children and see if you can get them to believe you. And then
that should be pretty easy.
Yeah. And then like either the kids win and yay, we won a new thing for our classroom and like we all get to go on a field trip now. Or the adult wins and they're like, yay, I have to get a driver's license for this car that I won. I don't know.
Yeah, I need to continue being an adult, but a little bit worse off. Oh, adult prizes are sad. That's why you don't want him to win. It has to be like super rigged for like in the kid's favor.
Yeah, the kids win every time.
Yeah, pretty much. And every time the adult is like fully ashamed because like they just gave out.
It's like you're in purgatory. You have to keep playing this game until you win one. And he's just, please, I don't care about the money now. I just want to go home. I want to see my wife. Please, this isn't my suit. I don't own this suit. They just put me in the suit because I look like a banker. I'm not a banker. I own a car wash.
I'm a janitor.
I'm a janitor.
I'm the janitor at their school. I don't know why they hate me so much.
And then they were just like, stick it to the man. He's like, oh, I can't leave.
I love the idea of no matter what the adult's actual like walk of life is or what their lifestyle is or whatever.
we dress them in a suit.
They're stuffy, they are cranky, and they are horrible, and you just want to see them fail and falter.
Oh god, I want to see a dude in a suit get slimed so
and
bad.
Then by the end of it, the kids have succeeded and won, and they're jumping up and down, and it's just like every kid movie where there's a nasty authority figure, like it's that in game show form. So it's actually realized.
So we gotta have it where like every episode he starts out with a bit of an unfair lead, and the kids are like, "What? he got that question wrong. Why did he get the bonus? And he's like, ha ha ha. Well, maybe when you're older you'll understand. And then
because I'm the adult and I say so.
And then like we show like backstage he slipped the trivia guy a 50. And then we cut back and it's like, oh no, we gotta work together to slime this guy. And then they work together and they slime him. And he's like, oh, I'm slimed. My plans.
Yes, there's some kind of antics with like a one of those wires. Like they go by on one of those wires. What are those wires?
Zip line?
Zip line, that's the one. They go by on a zip line. There's just a zip line above the set, just for the purpose of doing like a sliding sliming. Okay,
and
that
then, like,
that one.
if you slime him, it's like catching the golden snitch. Like you just win.
Sure.
He's
I will
frantically
admit,
trying to answer trivia questions before a child can dump slime on him. He's like, I just have to answer enough of these trivia questions. If I win, they'll let me go home.
Here's another fun thing that could happen at the end of each episode. The adult, if he would die.
I thought that was what you were gonna say, but I didn't want to like butt in and say it.
Yeah.
But it's good to know we're on the same wavelength. Yes.
Yeah. No, if we just kill them.
I'm sure nobody would have a problem with it. Well, there we definitely are going to have legal problems. Like, I don't care what country we're hosting this in. Streaming the murder of a human being is going to be problematic.
Okay, well, here's one thing. Us doing the actual realized version of this, like on a stream or something like that, we would make it fun and lighthearted, and everybody goes home happy, and that's one thing. That's one iteration of this concept. Are you better than a fifth grader? But if it was like on the side of a volcano in a terribly inhumane third world country, and death was a reality for the loser, maybe that's just another version.
Okay, can we like maybe have like an in-show fiction, sort of like Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, where we pretend that the adult will die every episode?
Yes. Oh, he lost. We get to throw him off the roof, and then he has to do a drop onto like a foam mat. And it's like,
I'm just saying that, actually killing human beings is problematic. That's all I'm saying.
Well, problematic how?
Murder is bad and would get us thrown in jail.
No, let's okay.
Don't get me wrong. I'm willing to entertain the concept. By all means, convince me.
Let's explore this just a little, though. Okay.
All right.
Nope, can't do it. All right. So game show. I think we got it mostly.
Oh, we totally got it. Can we call it Stick It to the Man? I really want that title.
You want Stick to the Man? I'm kind of partial to Are You Better Than a Fifth Grader still? Better than a man. Meet you halfway. Better than a man.
Better than a man.
No.
That sounds like a country song.
Yeah. That sounds like a highly sexist country song.
Highly sexist country song, which, don't get me wrong, I would listen to, but...
Yeah. Oh, what other things do we need here?
Stick it to the fifth grader. Like, I don't know. Let's see, what else do we need? The set. What kind of look are we going for?
I'm partial to it being like wacky retro 90s kind of look, just because those were the fun looking ones.
Sure.
But I don't know. Lights and colors, signs.
Okay, so just
slime.
Like not one of these game shows that's just in the dark and there's a spotlight right on you and you can barely make out an audience behind them. Like, fuck that noise. We want an actual set with actual lights and colors.
Yes. Maybe the whole thing sort of takes place in the center of like a wrestling ring. And so when you're doing the trivia stuff, you're all sitting at like desks in the middle of the wrestling ring. Then when it comes to the like strength the strength, what is it, strength?
Strength is one of the 6, yes.
Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking it was a different word. Anyway, if it was a strength, yes,
Might.
I meant strong.
Vim.
Obviously, I meant strength.
Piss and vinegar.
When it comes time for the strength challenge, you just sort of like take the desks out of the picture for a second, strike the set, and now wrestle.
Okay, so we have the one dude wrestling like 5 or 6 fifth graders.
At least the one who was appointed the strongest.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so assume we can get anybody celebrity host. Who do you want?
The Rock.
Okay, that's a good move. I did say assume we could get anybody. Why not go for the best celebrity? Yes.
He's the best one.
He's the best of the celebrities.
Dwayne
The Rock Johnson.
The Rock Johnson.
Dwayne the Jock Ronson. He is the king of the celebrities. And President 2020.
It couldn't be worse.
Absolutely not.
We already they already elected a president that took part in, in wrestling. So
That's true.
It's not far-fetched at all.
Okay, so like is that going to be a thing going forward where they have to elect somebody who is in the Wrestling Hall of Fame?
Yes. Obviously, yes. I don't know, man. The world's fucked. That's way more real than I wanted.
Than you wanted to get.
Our funny game show talk to go. So that was our game show. Did we fully flesh out the concept?
No, we did not.
Would you participate in this? Would you be the stuffy adult? Would you be the host? Would you be part of the audience? Would you watch it if it was streamed? Why not give us a tweet or shoot us a mail or fabricate us a website at higaishow.com and also iTunes review rate it and also
3D print us and then mail us to ourselves.
Yes, mail it on with invisible ink. No, that can't be printed in a 3D.
Send a carrier pigeon.
Send the carrier pigeon. Print the pigeon. Print a robotic
Folks,
pigeon.
are you having problems communicating with your loved ones? I'd like to talk to you about Squarespace. Haven't done one of these in a bit. Squarespace is an innovative new communications solution company that can provide you with the best way to send us tweets. Simply go to twitter.com/squarespace/HIGAI show.
I'm sorry, everyone.
.net /special
Sometimes
and you can send us all the messages you want for free.
And he pretends like Squarespace is a sponsor, and it's not very good.
No, this is the greatest joke. I love it.
It's not very good.
It's very good.
I was trying to do that like really quietly into the microphone so that you wouldn't hear it.
How would I not hear it? Like, audio is the only thing we're doing right now.
Speaking of audio, here's one for you now, Mr. Mason, sir. It is also your turn for the next one that we picked to talk about.
Oh, snap.
Here you go. I hand it to you now.
Yay, I love having this. You passed a baton to me.
I did. My baton is done. I snapped it in half.
All right. It's Mason time. I hope you're ready.
Here are 2 pieces of the baton.
We're doing this. And next week, the thing that we are going to invent is...
Yep, it is...
Well, you know what? If we can't get Squarespace to be our communications provider of choice, I think we're going to have to invent a new social network of some sort.
Oh, Jesus. A social network?
Yeah, like Facebook sucks ass. Twitter's full of Nazis. Tumblr is that's just masturbation. I think we can do better.
You know, okay. I'll stick with you on this one. This is getting to be a pretty obscure and abstract concept. I guess we've done worse. Whatever.
I guess we've done worse. Whatever. The Hey, I've Got an Idea show motto. This is what we're all about.
I
folks.
think I've done some like quotable quotes on the Instagram. I think
I noticed those.
For game show it will be I guess we've done worse. Whatever.
Look forward to seeing that.
Yeah, that'll be good.
I will upvote it or whatever the hell you do on Instagram. I don't know.
Which we will discuss more later in the next episode where we talk social network stuff. Sounds good.
It does sound good. You know what else sounds good?
What is it? Something related to McDonald's mascot?
Grimace specifically, yes.
Cool. Okay, what is it?
Hey, everybody.
Yes.
Suck Grimace's dick.
Swell. All right. Goodbye, everybody. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Like that?
Yep.